Hi, everybody. I was thinking about it today, and I think I'm gonna start doing later night videos. Not too late, but like 10 o'clock or something. Because like I said, what usually happens is I watch the soap opera, and then I have immediate reactions, and then that's why I do the videos so fast. Because I want to give you guys as immediate reaction as possible, but then after sometimes I have some time to think about it, and then other thoughts come up because I connect it to the storylines before, or I see another direction it could go. So that's why I'm gonna do like the videos twice a day because I was thinking about something with the character of Sienna, and Matt Clark. The reason why I hate it when they give character names and then they change it from what you remember because I lose track of like what they were called before and what they're supposed to be called now. So when they started calling him Mitch and then Matt, I was like, what name is it? But it's Matt. So okay. Now I don't really do this too often, but I'm gonna do it because I feel like I can kind of see what's kind of coming here, but not entirely. Um, okay, now, and I base this off of what's happened to Sharon Case, the character of Sharon Newman, over the last year. Okay, she has been kidnapped, taken 3 times by every man she's encountered, and always been held captive. Nick has come in to save the day. Nick has gotten hurt at some point during each interaction, and they turn out okay. And whoever was messing with them turns out unalive. So, going along with that trajectory here, uh, that's why I said the future doesn't look bright for Roger Howard, who plays Matt Clark, on 2 fronts. Because of what I just said. Plus, um, yeah, I don't know. The Newmans seem to have a vendetta with him also because he's hurt their family at least twice that I know of. So they have, like, they feel like they should avenge their own family too. So when you have Victor Newman on your bad side and he doesn't like you, yeah, you're not gonna be around too long. Because I have seen him do whatever it takes to avenge his family, a wrong doing in his family. So yeah. Okay, now that's one part of it. But if they're gonna keep the character of Sienna around, which it looks like they are, she's either going to have to go through an unaliving of her husband, if that happens that way, or a divorce from her husband, which could be messy. Because, like I talked about before, okay, now this is where things I talked about before tie into what's going on now. I talked about how it seems to me there are 2 kinds of men. The kind of men who um, marry somebody and understand that it's a 50-50, 60-40 partnership and nobody owns anybody, and it's not like that. The dynamic is not like that. And then there are the men who think that, well, if you're going to be with me, you have to act a certain way, you have to be a certain way, and they might take it into they think that you belong to them and therefore they can um, tell you how to act, dress, think, whatever. And also, that kind of goes into another facet of it, which is they think that you are a piece of their property, and then they can't handle when you don't want to be with them or somebody else wants to be with you, and they don't want that, so they go to measures to prevent that. Now it looks like Matt Clark is that kind of person because, I mean, he was in a car behind them, and I thought he was going to run him off the road, which, coincidentally, now, just thinking about it, makes me think that he was more involved with Noah's quote unquote accident than I first thought. And I thought at first because he was jealous of Noah being with his wife, but it may be more than that. So I still stick to that. Okay, and then another thought was Hannah, and just because she happens to be female. Okay, now also another trend I've noticed with YNR, especially, is that they have like strong females. Okay, let's see, Phyllis, Nikki, and Audra. Let's start there. Okay, now Nikki will always be a strong woman, and she does listen to Victor, but she also has her own mind. So she's not really in this conversation. So take her out. Okay? So you're back to Audra and Phyllis. Now, what I'm going to talk about here is that they have started out strong women. When Phyllis was first on the scene 30 years ago, she was a strong female. She didn't take anything off of anybody. Okay? But over the last couple of years, she is demure as anything. And I don't know. I mean, I guess that in some fashion she could believe that she can't be as strong as she used to be because men don't like that. But I don't believe that. As a woman, and as a woman who watches these things every day, you need to put characters out there that won't take anything from anybody. Okay, and you need to show people that you could be like that. I don't know. Okay, Audra. She is completely different than when she started. Completely. Okay. She started off as she came here or on the soap to I don't know, get somewhere. And I don't mean to go somewhere location wise. I mean she wanted to get out of the rut or whatever. So her plan was to, kind of put herself in the situation and get as far ahead as she could. And she was willing to do anything to get there. Now, you might say she had questionable means and whatever, but then they give her backstory of her parents weren't really involved. She didn't really have a relationship with her parents, so she was kind of on her own, left to her own devices. And then she took appropriate measures to, survive, kind of. Imagine yourself by yourself. Like, imagine you're in her position. Imagine that you have no relationship with your parents. You have no other family members. Just imagine that. And you're left outside to fend for yourself and make it. And then it's like, so you're going to be a little different than other people, right? Okay. But that doesn't negate the fact that she did stuff to Nate in their relationship that is somewhat unforgivable, and I can understand why Nate is never gonna forgive her. Now, I think that she really does miss him and want a relationship with him. But see, the thing about relationships is it's a two-way street. And you can want a relationship with somebody, but the other person has to want a relationship with you. And if you erode the trust of it and the honesty, and they don't believe you anymore, you got a tough hill to climb if you can do it. Because some people are like, once they close the door, that's it. So I don't know. But maybe they're gonna write Audra like she doesn't need anybody and she's gonna be alone. I don't know. I didn't think they were gonna do that, but it's looking like it because unless they put another guy that she could fall in love with, I don't know any other romantic potential. And I'm not just saying that because think about it. She was with Kyle, that didn't work out. She's with Nate, that didn't work out. And everybody else is connected to those people. So who else is she gonna fall in love with? She might fall in love with Kane, but Kane is so messed up. He doesn't even know who he wants to be with. Yes, he said he wants to be with Phyllis, but how far is that really? Like, does he really mean it? I don't know. Because on the one hand, he says, I choose you, but then he says, I don't trust you. Kind of contradictory there, you know. All right. I guess.